thoughts. All right, so let's just open it back up, right? We're live now. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. And for those that will be watching later, just know that I'm about to upload this onto YouTube because I just heard a lot of stuff last night at the National Action Network, at Youth Huddle last night, and I wanted to discuss them on my platform before this platform freezes up and something happens, because as we know, sometimes when we discuss things that are very politically, what's the word I'm looking for? Politically tugging, or like just things that a lot of people don't discuss presently because there are so many distractions out there. And things happen with our devices, like our computers, our phones. So here on the Theaniyaashow platform, on the Theaniyaashow, as you all know, I talk about things that happen around the world. I interview people, and I'm always here to share information. And it's getting a little cold where I am, so please bear with me if you hear the sniffles and things like that, right? But here's what I wanted to discuss real quick. We are in a situation, what I just heard this through this article with Nan yesterday. And the reason why I want to address it is because I'm Haitian American. And as you all know, I'm always fighting for Haiti. And as an activist first, I guess like I'm a child of God, then I'm an activist, then I'm a mother, or like I'm a mother first. I don't know, child, but either way, I have a few titles, and I wear a few hats. So with that being said, I had to talk about this on my platform because I went home last night after talking about what's going on with China as well as the war. And then, of course, we didn't talk about Haiti too much last night, but Haiti's always on my mind. The immigrant situation with our other countries is always on my mind because of the fact that I'm an activist and I really care. I really want to see change for my people. But what we're seeing right now, presently, and this is what the article was talking about last night, is countries like China have made it to the top of security with the United Nations. Now, some people may not understand the gravity of the situation and what that looks like for America, for China to be on top of the totem pole, to be the leading nation when it comes to security. Like, honest to God, America is a place that I don't even want to begin to, talk bad about right now. I'll say that for another day because there's so many things wrong with America, so many things wrong with our politicians, so many things wrong with the government as a whole. But one of the things that I do know for sure and for certain in regards to America is that we do have a democracy. And at the end of the day, countries like China don't have a democracy. They are communist communities. They have laws and they have their way of doing things. Oh, excuse me, guys. And if you go against them, it's like they don't even care about humanity like that. They'll kill you straight up, right? So when it comes to China being at the head of what you call the security detail or the security platform, right? When it comes to our information in the world, that's scary. We need cybersecurity workers. We need more than cybersecurity. We need a whole change of systems. We need the powers to be in the hands of the people that are going to do right by us, but also that are going to take heed to the fact that having a communist community should not be a thing, especially, may I add, when we owe China so much money. We owe China trillions of dollars. And at the end of the day, people could say whatever they want, but I know that this thing is not going to end well if China continues to be at the head of security and is now trying to make negotiations and peace between Israel and Hamas. How did this happen? Right? America being a busybody, right? Running into everybody's business, asking people for, whatever goods that they have, whatever minerals, but they don't even ask anymore. They go and they straight take all the minerals, all the resources, anything that these countries have, right? And then they either help these countries, I guess mostly the white countries, they help them like Ukraine, right? And give them trillions upon trillions of dollars. They give places like Israel a whole lot of money as well. But when it comes to our Black countries, you'll notice that they don't help, they take, right? And that is kind of the case with China. So if anybody recalls, and I'm so glad we had this as a topic last night at Nanny Huddle, because we really explored some of the things that occurred in the past when it comes to China. Because remember, China wasn't always a mega power, right? China literally became the mega power that it is after a lot of oppression, after dealing with like countries like America and having a lot of things taken away from them, a lot of rights, wars, the situation with all these killings of their community leaders and different things like that. I mean, I can go on into so many different things, the Great Wall of China and all these different things that occurred with China. But one thing's for certain and two things for sure, this country rebuilt itself through the power of the dollar, through working hard, through standing together as a nation, as a community, not letting other nations get involved with their people, right? Standing up for their people, making sure that at the end of the day, their country had what it needed. Their country leaders were always working together. They actually, and here's where I commend China, even though they're communistic, even though they do a lot of bad things, because if you want to stay in power, if you want to empower your people, sometimes you have to literally do things that are not of the norm. And with that being said, I feel like China always knew that this day would come. So what did they do? They worked their asses off. They made sure that their people were always in line. Now, here's the thing about that. A lot of people may be judgmental towards how Chinese people operate. And me, I've read books. I actually watched a movie, and this is where I'm going to derail just a little bit. Growing up, I didn't have a lot of time to watch movies, to get into, different shows. And when I did watch a lot of TV, it was theoretically and typically like Law and Order, SVU and stuff, because like I'm all into like how criminals operate. Also the psyche behind like the judicial system and different things like that. So I was always intrigued by the judicial system, by the NYPD. Even when I lived in Atlanta, even when I lived in Florida, it didn't matter. I always would just watch those particular shows, right? And so, with that being said, I literally didn't have time for other movies and other shows. And then I started becoming a movie person. Being on TV actually helped me to stay away from watching a lot of TV so I wouldn't be boggled down and become a couch potato, whatnot, right? So I didn't have a lot of time to watch TV. But one time I recall watching a movie about Chinese people, and I believe it was a story about this Chinese woman. And somebody please look it up for me, and tell me the name of this movie, because I can't even remember right now. But it was basically the psychology behind how Chinese people operate when it comes to relationships, when it comes to business and things like that. And it was a woman who was the main character, who literally was trained on how to behave, how to, be in relationships, and just the I don't even know how to explain this movie. It was so good. And it was kind of scary because I was like, wow, these people have zero emotions. They have zero emotions. They have zero time for play. They have zero time for personal interaction. It's all about business. It's all about making sure that they get paid. It's like no emotion. Like this woman, literally in the movie, was trained to like lay down when she was told, get up when she was told, do certain things. And then it made it perfect for her to become, I think, a spy or something. I can't recall all the dynamics about this movie, but it was a powerful movie. I watched it as a young lady, and it was very intriguing, right? Because that was my first glimpse at how the Chinese do their thing. And it was kind of also scary again, because in this movie, it literally showed the lack of emotion, the lack of personal interaction. And as we can see in 2023, children, even in China, are like not allowed to play. They do not have any real social skills. There are, go to school, go do your thing in your books, and take your butt home and do your homework. And there's no real time for interaction. Now, on the flip side, right, America should probably take heed to that a little bit more, because as we can see with our youth don't really have rules and regulations, and there isn't really strict curriculums for our youth to progress. As you can see, our youth in today's society are on a decline, right? And that's problematic for your girl Anaya, because at the end of the day, we are creating failed systems here in America versus progressive systems versus adults that are going to be something tomorrow. So I'm going to get off of my like total China soapbox, but I want to reiterate, which I stated last night as well at the National Action Network under the leadership of, Dominique and Ashley Sharpton, the sisters that are running Nan Youth Huddle. I made a couple of jokes about how we should, start learning how to speak Chinese, but they weren't jokes. I was being really serious. We should, as a people, learn Chinese because we are heading in the direction where they're going to be taking over a lot more. And may I add, right, as you all know, some of you know, like I have office space on 125th. I'm moving to another location in Harlem near 125th, right? So I'm in Harlem like, oh my God, every day. The reason I don't live in Harlem presently is because when I was living in Harlem, I had a crackhead for a neighbor or like roommate situation. It was insane. But either way, I love Harlem so much, but the prices have gone up so high. Gentrification is so real in Harlem. And at the present moment, the Chinese are buying out businesses and locations all throughout Harlem. So presently, the Chinese own this this hotel restaurant thing that's right next to the Apollo. And I want to say this, like, it is very scary what they have done. And of course, our politicians don't give a damn because they kindly have given away most of Harlem to the gentrifiers, right? So you have the situation with, I want to say, Columbia University that's bought out most of Harlem already, and they're rebuilding all throughout Harlem. You don't see our Black businesses on the uprise, though. It's mostly white people coming in, and this is like not anything to offend anybody, but if you're offended, who gives a damn at this point? Because Harlem was supposed to be a community that was a safe space for us as a Black nation. I grew up reading nothing but positive books from the Harlem Renaissance. Maya Angelou helped save my life on a number of occasions. I read books that were just so powerful, not just by Maya, but just like all of our Black leaders at the time. Langston Hughes, another fave. Zora Neale Hurston, although I don't think theoretically and technically she was a part of the Harlem Renaissance like that, but Hunty, Zora Neale Hurston, in my mind, was my auntie. And then interestingly enough, in South Florida, she was buried, but in Florida was where she also got the idea to write that really, really powerful book, Their Eyes Were Watching God. So, and she died in South Florida, in Fort Pierce, Florida, where my family has property in, St. Lucie County, and I was on the Treasure Coast Regional League of Cities. So I'm really intertwined with the Zora Neale Hurston spirit. I've done plays about her. I've visited the location in Poughkeepsie, no, not Poughkeepsie, Lord have mercy, Pahokee, where that whole like thing happened with the hurricanes and all of that. Anyway, I'll talk about Zora Neale Hurston at a later time. But I just wanted to share that with you guys so you guys can be very cognizant that I am a big Harlem Renaissance person, and I'm very distraught right now when I see the Chinese and the whites coming into this community and basically taking over. It's disturbing that every other business is a restaurant that are not Black owned on 125th. But we recall what happened with 125th with the former Senator Brian Benjamin and the other Black leaders that basically sold us out. Now, I don't know what parts that the former Senator Brian Benjamin had to play. You guys know that that's my heart. That's my big brother. He helped me out with a situation that was really like sad and terrible in regards to housing and things of that nature. But I don't know what deals that these Black leaders have made, which has caused us to lose so much in Harlem. But we do have a new savior by the name of Dr. Yusuf Salam, who is our new councilman of the 9th District. And we're hoping and praying that he does much better for the Black Harlem Renaissance, because he stated it during his speech when he got elected, right? I was standing right next to him. I heard him. So we will be holding him accountable. Thank you very much for that part of my speech tonight, I guess, or whatever, because I am on a roll. Now, here we go. Talking about Hamas and Israel and all of that jazz. Again, America don't give a damn about Black people, right? We still don't have our reparations. Let me pause real quick because my sister is writing in. China monitors their their country's social platforms, as well as center topic and conversations such as these. I learned recently China is going to, oh, I don't see after two, convene, I guess, or something, CONVE, says, keep writing because I will read it for you publicly, loud and clear. She is actually right. Let's go back to China. Not only do they like, censor everything that's being said and done because they want to keep their people under lock and key. But again, with the lack of emotions and the fact that everything is controlled in that country, there's no freedom. That's a communist community for you, right? There's no freedom. The minute you try to break free and have your own thoughts or have your ideals or even try to have a little fun, let's say, right? You're shut down because they don't want you to be free thinkers, right? Again, that's where I kind of like, America a little bit. But again, America keeps BSing us and hurting us as Black people because obviously we have never really overcame from the whole dynamic of, slavery and things like that. So America owes us a whole lot still. And it's just so sad because at the end of the day, America keep playing with your girl Anaya and all us Black folks. And sometimes people say crazy things like, they don't know who they're going to give the money to when it comes to, hello, Pamela Clark, who cares about these Black Friday? Those are not great. Okay, sis, I know. I don't know where that came from about Black Friday, but you already know we're talking about the things that are going on with China, as well as what we learned at the National Action Network just last night. And we're talking about, Israel, Hamas, and, reparations, foster care, you name it. We're going to talk about all these things in just a few minutes because at the end of the day, we want to be able to listen to your thoughts too, right? Let's talk about certain things that people are afraid to speak about, right? So with that being said, let's talk about the fact that, oh, wait, we just got a late breaking news. Ja Rule and Jim Jones won community awards on Pix 11. So Robert Fields Jones, make sure you send that to me so I can post it up on my platform. Praise the Lord, because that's pretty fire that Jim Jones and Ja Rule are in the community doing positive things, whereas back in the day, they wouldn't have been looked upon as doing these positive, great works, right? So that's amazing that they're doing positive work and they're getting acknowledged for it on the media, like on Pix 11. So that's beautiful, right? So congratulations to them. So moving forward, okay, guys, we want to definitely continue this, idea that America is a democratic place, right? And at the end of the day, what we will find is a lot of communities do not do the things that we do, allow the people to be free thinkers like we are and different things like that. But where is the bottom line? The bottom line is this. We still don't have our reparations as Black people. We're still being treated unfairly as Black people. Our Black people continue to get murdered by the police. We just saw the situation with a young Black man that went missing for months, I want to say, and the mother was looking for her son. And guess what, fam? Her son was nowhere to be found, but he was already killed by a police officer. And the body, I feel like, was hidden. Reverend Al Sharpton was the one that did the actual ceremony, the actual funeral, and things of that nature, and was able to, send him off in a nice way. Because at the end of the day, Black people are still at the bottom of the totem pole. And what we have to do is we have to stop faking the funk that it's not happening because it is. Oh, and then when it comes to reparations, real quick, as you guys know, I went to a couple of meetings in regards to reparations. And here's the joke of the day. These people want us to actually study reparations, fam, as if they don't know what happened after slavery. And I'm so perturbed by this idea that literally the first meeting I went to afterwards, I had a headache, a migraine for 3 days. I could not think straight. I could not think. I could not sleep. I was so upset. I was so perturbed at the fact that we literally have to have a survey and we have to have a study on reparations or actually what happened after, slavery when the evidence is as clear as day. But what people don't understand about that, then I'll go back into some other topics real quick. What people fail to realize is it's the government's way of continuing to BS us, right? They give billions and trillions to other nations that have nothing to do with America. But obviously, there are secret deals that happen that we, as the general public, we as the, common folk, we will never have access to, we will never have, privy to this information. So what do? They keep going around in circles with us, going around in circles with us. And of course, our politicians that are supposed to be in power, that are supposed to put their foot down, they're afraid of going against the status quo because they still have deals that they have to make. And fam, ready for this? They still have people that are more powerful than they are that they have to answer to. So when you see politicians that are sitting here and going along to get along and things like that, they're not just going along to get along, they're going along because they need those votes when that next election comes. And if they don't have all of the people behind them supporting them, they're not going to get the votes. The developers are not going to continue shuffling that money in their pockets. The people that are supporting them will turn away because at the end of the day, they have made secret deals, whereas they can be in position to continue their rhetoric and continue their madness. And that's why we're in the situation we're in. But mind you, it's not like that with the white communities at all. The Jewish people, they have the power, they have the funding, they have the businesses. The Chinese, it's at the same, rate right now. Basically, the Chinese man is literally on the top of the security of the United Nations. How the hell did that happen, fam? How did the Chinese community get to such a position when 50, 60 years ago, they were nowhere near having this kind of respect as well as power in the United States or in the United Nations, for that matter, as a communistic society? So what my sister Lisa said on Instagram is true. Not only do they censor, but they literally, if you guys recall, right? Or if you guys didn't know, now you're about to know. The Chinese are not even allowed to have more than two children, fam. Because their system is set up in such a way, they're not even allowed to have more than two children. The minute a mother has more than two children, if you remember from back in the day, they have to kill that third child. So these are the people that we're going to be answering to. Does any of that make sense? And then, oh, before I even shut that part down, let's not forget every time they go into a community, into a neighborhood or what have you, fam, they take over. They take over the communities. They literally set up their shops, they set up their businesses. And in Africa, if you guys are not internationally, connected, or do not watch the news, or do not even look at the things that are happening on Instagram and Facebook and things like that. I forgot to share this last night too, fam. When they go to places like Africa, an all Black community, when they make their restaurants and have their businesses, do you know that they have signs and basically say like Negroes, the N word, I don't want to say to get banned or whatever, cannot eat at their establishments in Nigeria? This is not like 100 years ago. This is like present day. Recently, I feel like the Nigerians, or I want to say the Ghanaians, had to shut down their entire establishments, their restaurants, because they could not believe the unmitigated gall that these Chinese people went into their community, had their restaurants opened over there making Chinese food, and then told a Black man, you can't eat here. So this is why I'm talking about this tonight. And some of you may be so oblivious, right? I'm not going to get the comments. I'm not going to get the likes. I'm not going to get the looks unless I'm talking about sex, unless my titties is out, unless I'm popping my booty. But that's okay, because one person might hear this and might be inspired to look into political affairs, to look into international affairs, or try to get on some kind of board, or try to actually do better for their community. I don't know who that person's going to be, but we have to stand up. Because at the end of the day, we are still struggling as a Black people, and other nations around us are laughing at us because we can't get anywhere, and we're American. I'm Haitian American, not 100%, right? But I'm just so hurt because at the end of the day, right? Literally, at the end of the day, it's such an embarrassment to know that no matter how hard we try as Black people, we can never get to the next level. But look at Israel and Hamas. Look at Ukraine and Russia. Trillions of dollars are going into these communities, right? Why? Because they're worthy, because they're deserving, or because their skin tone is definitely not melanated, right? And here's the beautiful part, right? the Palestinians and the Hamas people, they're darker. So that money's not going that way at all. But there's aid for them. But let's talk about Haiti real quick. When there was a massive earthquake that I feel to this day was man-made, which we all know the truth, what happened then? The trillions of dollars, billions of dollars that were sent for humanitarian aid, and 6 homes were built. Now, a lot of people can blame the government of Haiti, which I have my thoughts and my discrepancies about that as well, because we know that the Haitian government is a piece of crap. But what happens when people actually try to stand against the status quo and say enough is enough and we want to do better for our Black people in places like Haiti? The president is assassinated. So, with that being said, earlier today, the ancestors were speaking. I posted up a comment because one of the things that these people are really afraid of is when we come together as a nation, as a people. And when the ancestors speak to me and the spirits speak to me, because let me tell you guys something, there's a great manifestation coming. And if you're not ready, so be it. Because there's something coming because the ancestors are tired. They gave all of these people enough time. And you know what's so sad, fam? And I'm gonna shut down in just a few because a lot of you are not gonna be sitting here making commentaries about something that's so deep. Because again, if it's about ass shaking and booty popping and all of that and titties twerking and all that kind of madness, y'all want to be right there. But when it's like stuff like this, don't nobody want to say nothing and comment, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you guys have to open your eyes as well, right? So here's what I have to say about that when it comes to Haiti too. Haiti was the first freed Black nation, which we know very well, right? Which we know that Haiti was the very first Black nation freed under the European rule and things like that. But do you think the people have forgotten that? Absolutely, positively not. They are making a mockery out of Haiti. And every time we get somebody that cares, that wants to do better, that wants to help the situation instead of destroy the people, what will happen? Or what has happened, right? Pale Creole, please. Oh, sister, ou frère, mwen pa kon, mwen pa ka di tout bagay nan Creole konya, paske mwen preske fini aswe, men map ese di kelke bagay, paske mwen pale de Haiti kounye la, men se o situasyon kote nou kom Haitien, nou toujou gen problem, men tout moun blan yo toujou jwen ed, tout blan yo chita la, yo ap jwen komyen milyon, bilyon dola, nou men kom Haitien nou pa jwen ou gren goud. Et puis tout, yo ba nou zam an tan pays Haïti pour nous tuer yon ak lot. C'est un problème lié. Nous gen un pile problème Haïti. Mais an zet yo, tout esprit yo fâché en pile. So, qui ça m'a parlé kounye la, m'a parlé de situation côté Haïti et moun Haïti et esprit yo a campé parce que moun blanc sa yo, moun chinois sa yo, moun russi sa yo, moun yo tout yo peur les zet yo campé, les esprit yo campé. Parce que yo connaît pouvoir nous gagner. Yo connaît pouvoir nous gagner. C'est pour ça yo voulait détruire nous. Peut-être tout corps qui est passé pour bagay comme le mettre haïtien, hein? Yo plan tout comme ça, yo pas fait un mètre pour nous. Yo pas de problème. Yo pas de problème. Parce que zazet yo avec tout esprit yo, ou nous connaît yo, nous connaît yo. Yo ba yo chance. Et puis moun yo fait méchanceté toujours. OK? Si moun mouri, quand moun mouri, moun pas qu'à manger, manger pourri, pour qui ça? Parce que yo voulait quitter Haïti pauvre, sans rien. Mais, ça c'est tu as campé, est-ce que tu as campé? C'est vérité de ma parole. OK? Comme Petro Cari Blanc, vous connaissez qui kat, li kat, je ne pas même connaître non, mais vous connaissez peut-être Petro Cari Blanc. Hein? Nous pensons esprit au content, yo fâché. Vous connaissez ça passe si nous Haïti, on va un petit bagage pour même. Si nous connaissons barbecue, si nous connaissons kino, pas même kino, non, pas kino, l'autre langue. Mes amis, ISO avec tout le monde ça yo. Parlez avec eux pour moi. Parlez avec eux pour moi et expliquez yo parce que c'est eux même qui a fait un changement. Si next time, vous mettez tête ensemble, OK? Si vous comprenez vraiment ça qui a passé et qui est-ce qui est ennemi, si vous mettez tête ensemble, vous pouvez changer bagaille, oui? Si nous, comme Américains, sinon, les gens qui voyagent Haïti en pile, nous baillons petit corps, nous baillons l'argent, nous baillons un petit manger, nous faisons comprendre bagay yo. Matin, moi levé, bon bah, parce que vous voulez me parler créole avec un petit chéri. Pardon, oui, vous connaissez, c'est Freddy là. Matin, moi levé, et puis esprit yo parler avec moi. Zazet yo parler avec moi. Yo expliqué exactement qui ça pour me dire. Et ça, pour moi, ça me comprendre là, c'est yo fatigué avec ça qui a passé avec Timoun Lakay, ok? Et y a campé pour niya. So, pour moun qui gen esprit dans tête, pour moun qui comprend ça qui a passé, raison bandi yo pas facile, mais ça qui passe yo grand gouti chéri. Pour qui ça bandi yo a fait bagay ça yo, barbecue, iso tout. Parce que moun yo qui a un pouvoir, yo ba yo force, yo ba yo zam pour yo faire mauvais acte, mais moun yo pas moun méchant non. Si nous parler avec yo, si nous camper avec yo, si nous ba yo ti manger si nous baillons petit comme pour yo changer quartier au cafou tout bagay ça fait oui ou pensez moun yo méchant comme ça petit la caille oui yo pas méchant c'est système là qui a crasé derrière yo ouais ça m'a dit bon si ou t'es carré tiem Haïti li t'a fait bien sister ou frère moi pas connaître si c'est garçon sinon ou femme ou si m'était capable me t'a fait oui en tout cas, parler avec notre DM, ma pour qui ça nous a fait pour cette situation plus bon pour parce que ça passe qu'on est là, en pile moun a quitté Haïti and guess what? Là n'a quitté Haïti comme ça, zami pam, moun blanc man ça yo a rentrer, moun chinois ça yo a rentrer pour qui ça fait tout mauvais acte plus en de pays hein, parce que yo connaît côté tout ressources yo côté tout minéral, côté tout bagay net, côté l'oyo, tout irodium, tout bagay net. So, là, nous quitter pays comme ça, nous pas gourmet pour payer, moun blanc ça, moun chinois ça, apprend payer dans nous. Mais qu'on est là pour nous mettre tête ensemble, pour mettre tête pour les cailles. Nous te fait l'avant, nous fait encore. I'm telling you, moi, dis nous bagay, nous pas quoi. N'a pas aujourd'hui, oui, parce que Zazette, yo fatigué, esprit yo fatigué. I swear to God. C'est ça, yo dit aujourd'hui pour parler avec nous. Si nous pas quoi, n'a pas peut-être à nous. Parce que t'as bien gros réveil. C'est comme ça, ou bagay, manifestation en Haïti et puis n'a pas George. C'est ça, mon ça yo fait, oui. C'est ça, mon ça yo fait. Yo pas peur zam, yo pas peur missile, yo pas peur bagay ça yo. Yo peur esprit nous yo. Parce que c'est esprit ça yo qui t'est écrasé derrière yo d'avance qu'on y a fait encore. Parce que imaginez, il y a volé tout bagay dans le pays et puis il a quitté Timoun yo pauvre. Timoun, oui. Si innocent, oui. Bon Dieu, papa. Dis-moi encore, s'il te plaît. M'a bien parlé, merci. Dis l'autre monde m'a bien parlé à soi pour yo join moi. Parce que moun pas comprendre. Là, on fait si moun méchanceté, m'a pas créé à soi parce que m'a gen force pour me parler. Là, on fait petit monde avec grand monde qui n'a qu'à faire rien pour peut-être pas yo. Là, on fait yo méchanceté. Là, on était manger l'eau dans bouche. Yo pas qu'à l'hôpital, yo pas gen l'école pour yo aller comme petit monde qui supposé étudier. Vous pensez bon Dieu a content avec moun ça yo? La pini yo, oui. L'État ba yo ti chance. C'est kounye là. Il fatigué. Bon Dieu fatigué tout parce que bon Dieu compte pas chance. C'est le monde qui pas compte pas chance. C'est le monde qui est tellement raissable. Yo pas vle quitter moun vive yo. Mais kounye là, y a campé. C'est message ça me te gen pour nous matin. Mais passer dans Facebook, pas passer dans Instagram, mais kounye n'a pas dans Instagram. Merci ti chérie. I'm telling you. Là, moi, un message, mais facile. Parce que, guess what, for me, pam. Dans le moment, ça, yo, nous pas qu'à chita, nous pas parler vérité encore, nous pas qu'à cacher, ça va passer. Et puis, pour Biden, caca, Biden. Mon a dit, oh, qui ça va faire? On va voter pour Trump. Moi-même, c'est indépendant, voyez, parce que bon, bah, nous, le pareil. Mes amis, m'a parlé clair. Listen to me very carefully. When it comes to this Biden and Trump thing. I didn't even put that as a part of the message tonight, but I have to talk about it. Recently, somebody came up to me, oh, Anaya, as a Democrat, you need to vote for Biden because your alternative is Trump. First of all, no, the hell it's not. And let me educate you guys real quick because I was talking to Creole with this person that's in Haiti, but I have to flip the script because we're in America. bipartisan, not bisexual, not by, whatever annual. I'm bipartisan. That means I will vote for whoever the hell is doing the better job or what have you. Do I like Trump? Absolutely not. But you know what? I just had a conversation with somebody, and the truth of the matter is the Repubs, they can be as disgusting and terrible, and Trump is a filthy dog or what have you. But guess what, fam? He doesn't lie to us. He tells us exactly who the hell he is and what he stands on. Whereas the Democratic assholes, they play in our face every day. They act like they care. Look at Kathy Hochul. Oh, let me pull up something for you guys because I didn't plan to talk about this live, but I have a few more minutes. And guess what? I'm going to use my time wisely because this whole time we've been voting for Democrats. And guess what, fam? They haven't done a damn thing for us. Matter of fact, we are in a worse position than we've ever been because the Dems have pretended that they give a damn about us. Get it? Okay. So recently, and I want to say thank God for Pastor Adolphus Lacey. Pastor Adolphus Lacey sent me something, and I have to share it with you guys this evening because at the very end of the day, he stood up at the NAN platform and he shared some real truth about what's happening in regards to affordable housing. Now, if you people don't wake up and smell the coffee or smell the chai latte, which I love me some chai tea. Ooh, chai latte, pumpkin spice, baby. I can drink it all day and all night. But anyway, hold on. Of 2023 affordable housing production in New York City. And I'm going to go over this again. It's just tonight I have a few extra minutes of time to share this with you all now. It says a recent report revealed that, are you ready for this? New York City is on track to complete just 11,000 new housing units in 2023 for below the 50,000 per year needed to meet the governor and mayor's housing goals. New analysis by Metro IAF New York brings to bear just how few of those new units are affordable. 482 extremely low units, 0 to 30 AMI, which I feel like AMI is, I forgot right now. I know the, annual or area, area median income. That's what AMI stands for. 345 very low units, 31 to 50% AMI, area medium income. 634 low income units, 51 to 80% AMI, 124 moderate income units, fam. In, ready? 2023, just 1,635 total units have been completed that are affordable to households earning under than 120% of the area median income, which in 2023 is $169,440 for a family of four, aka what a council person makes annually. The regular Joe Schmoes don't make nowhere near that. Bam, it just baffles me. I want to shut down, but I'm going to come back because I have to file some paperwork in just a few minutes before the end of the night, and I have to pay another bill because I've been shopping lately. Retail therapy, hunting. It baffles me how these assholes, they beg for our votes. They cry, they plead. Biden, for those that don't understand why I have such a problem with Biden, we already knew was a snake. You understand? When he came and he asked for our votes, whatever, we accepted him as president because why? He was the vice president under our first Black man, Obama, which we know that was a little sketch because they used Obama in a lot of bad behavioral tactics like killing Gaddafi, okay, in Africa. So we know there's a lot of scams that be happening, a lot of killings and stuff like that. A lot of times I don't like to talk about stuff because it just breaks my ever-loving heart that we still are going through this as a Black people. God, where are you? I don't see you. I don't understand you, God. Every time we take one foot forward, one step forward, Father God, we got to take 30 back. Like, it's a lot. You understand? So anyway, fast forward. So we accepted Biden because he was like semi cool or whatever we thought. And we were like, we know that you've been doing a lot of stuff with the prison systems and you really don't care about Negroes like that. But You're better than Trump. You know what I'm saying? You're better than Hillary because we know Hillary's a snake as well. She's over there in Haiti, like making sure that all the minerals are gone. She's making sure that all the black pigs are gone. She's making sure that her hands are in everything going on, the rice production gone. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you, fam, like it's a lot. It's a lot I be knowing, and I try to hold it down, but I can't sometimes because it's just too much. So, with that being said, we accepted him. And you know what he did, guys? He went all the way to Little Haiti in Miami, basically south of the border. It's like Little Haiti is like down there, down there. He got on his knees, fam. And I would pull up the pictures and all the video clips. You guys can do a quick Google search yourselves. I don't have to pull up the video and the pictures. You can see it for yourself. Put in your Google Biden in Little Haiti, begging or biting on his knees in Little Haiti, hands up in the air, you know, acting like he don't care or like he does care, you know, hands up in the air, praying, begging for the vote. The turnaround, less than a year later, this asshole decides to do what? Turn his back completely on the Haitian people. Bam, that could have killed me. That could have killed me. The embarrassment, the hate, how the Haitians were coming from like the borders, like coming through Mexico, they're getting whipped up, you know, with like, you know, slave whips from these, you know, whatever people that's working at the borders, you know, border control motherfuckers. Oh, excuse my language, but border control people and stuff, you know, that could have killed me. You know what I'm saying? My sister already got murked out. Now I'm watching all this stuff happening. And as an activist and as a fighter for the people that God ordained me to be, like I never chose this. Like, who wants to be feeling all these emotions for all these people all the time? Like, who wants to feel this? Who signs up for this? You know what I mean? It's like a thing that God wanted me to do. Anyway, he does all of that and then turns his back totally on the Haitian people, fam. So people be like, he's better than Trump. You know what? Here's the bottom line. When you're bipartisan and when you understand that nothing is what it is, it's really trying to live. I'm just like independent. Like I don't even care anymore. Like it's real bad. Like the Democrats, especially in Harlem, like I'm not even gonna go into the Bronx. I'm not gonna go into Manhattan. I'm not going into Brooklyn because all of that don't mean nothing. I took out a whole freaking council member in Brooklyn named Matthew Dean. Me and the squad. We basically stood up against him and his whole fam. Like Maxie can't run for office ever again in life. None of the Eugenes can run for office because they literally took every resource. They took all of the PB, which is the participatory budgeting funding, and gave them to the Russians and the Jews. Don't even care about the black people. Don't even care about the Haitians or the Africans or any other colored people in your community. Because why? You said that we didn't know how to fill out the documentation, but you never taught us. You never had anything available for us to learn, my guy. So you were just in the pocket money, right? Pretending like we didn't know what was going on. The whole while you were scamming. Anyway, let's talk about this in closing, foster care. My sister Ashley did something wonderful and shared in the segment last night about foster care and how people are really looking at foster care differently. And there's effective change happening in foster care. And millions of dollars are being put into the foster care community finally because they're understanding now that education is a necessity for those children that are being shuffled back and forth in the system, which I'm so shocked, which I really am not, that nobody could understand that previously. You mean all these years foster care was out here scamming and hustling and stealing people's kids, knocking them off, you know what I mean? Making sure that they all messed up, medicated, raped, killed, all of that jazz. And none of y'all realized that education was supposed to be a factor. Obviously not. So with that being said, I'm just so thankful for my sister Ashley, who actually gave a damn to put that as a part of the platform yesterday. And I'm trying not to cry, but that meant the world to me because it means that we're being heard, fam. So it means that progress is making its way up the ladder. Because without struggle, there is no progress either way. But here's the bottom line. Why are we still struggling? Why do we still have to struggle as a Black people that built this goddamn nation? And now you breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Sigh. All right, I'm back. With that being said, for those that are in Haiti or around the United States that have ancestral powers, start working, get in touch with your roots. It's time, if you know what I mean. And let's give back. In the process, if you have a good heart, make sure you feed the poor, make sure you feed the children, and make sure you take care of the elderly, because that is how we're gonna get to the next level. And I think I covered everything that I had to cover tonight. Fam, it's a lot on my mind. I try to be real calm and quiet a lot of times because I get real hot. I get mad, mad. You can't even imagine what goes on in my head. Because you know what? And I'll say this, fam. When I was growing up and traveling back and forth to Haiti, Haiti was so beautiful to me. Haiti was the place that I knew that I was gonna retire in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Haiti was just so amazing. And to see what's happening there, and to see that these governmental officials keep going back and forth to the Dominican Republic and having meetings with the Dominican community. I've even seen the politicians going there back and forth, the black ones, not even the white ones, not the Hispanic ones, the black ones. They keep going back and forth to the Dominican Republic, slapping us in the face as Haitians. I don't know why you guys don't give a damn about people that look like you, but it is what it is. What can I do? I can't keep fighting. All I can do is talk up. Because at the end of the day, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sit back and just watch my black people continue to go down the rabbit hole of nothingness. And this Chinese thing, if you think the China man is going to do better for the Americans or better at Security Council than we could, y'all better wake up. And I think, again, I've covered everything that I said I would cover tonight. Get y'all asses back to work. For you politicians that are up for re-election, maybe we should vote for Republican, because if you're Democrat and you haven't done anything for us anyway, who cares, right? You haven't done anything for these past 2 to 4 years. So why would you care if we stop voting for you? Good evening, Anaya. I am a 20-year-old man. I am going through an ordeal in Haiti. I am looking for someone who can help me get the U.S. visa through the humanitarian program open in January. Good evening. Okay, that's the message. Thank you, Lee SKST. So that is a message directly from Lee KST. DM me this information, because when we end Lee, that message is going to disappear. DM that to me so I can transfer it to our attorneys that we have that are able to help guide and assist. One of the things that I love doing is making sure our immigrants have the support and the help that they need. If I can't get the answers, which I'm not an attorney, I just play one on YouTube. I'm just kidding. I'm nobody's attorney, but I'm very passionate. And as an activist and as a caring individual, I want to make sure that if you are struggling in the areas of immigration, you will be connected to the right people. You better believe that. And then I will follow up, or you follow up with me. If you don't see me respond to you right away, everybody understand I'm a mother. I have responsibilities. I literally have my show that I'm trying to keep doing. And I am working out more. So I'm in the gym. So I'm gonna do at least 30 minutes on somebody's treadmill, because I need to work out at least 3 times a week. And I want to get my son working with my sister China, because my son is cute or whatever. And that's a whole nother topic, because King is a handful, so he needs to go to school, but he also, as a cute kid, needs, different opportunities. So we both can be really wealthy so we can get this new house, because I hate where I live. Newsflash, I hate the Bronx to begin with, but I need a new condo with a security man. And I'm gonna tell you straight, I need like 3 bedrooms, and I need like massive space, which I don't have. In Florida, my house is huge, but I can't live in Florida because I'm allergic to the repubs. I'm just kidding. I'm allergic to the whole state of Florida because I have a rare allergy. So I can't take off and go back to Florida and live there, especially not in the heat, because I have a heat allergy. I have allergies with a lot of stuff, trees, plants, you name it. Oh my God. I am not understanding. Don't worry, Lee SKT. just DM me. We're gonna get you an attorney on, on staff to help you for sure. Because as a, activist, I have a lot of attorneys that could possibly help you for sure. Thank you so much, Kenda Don. Thank you so much. I'm just trying to make it happen. I got to get this body tight. Like, I got to lose at least 75 pounds, maybe 50. I've lost a lot of weight since I gave birth to that little ham hock. That boy was 9.5 pounds, 21.5 inches coming out the cut because I had a C-section. I did not have him through the vajayjay because that thing would have, wow, yeah, wow. 9.5 pounds to the vajay. That's a lot, huh? Anyway, talking about vaginas, I hope y'all had good, clean vaginas for Turkey Day. I did a whole segment. Thank you so much, Kenda Don. Real quick, y'all. Y'all know I had a whole segment on Turkey Day while I was on the treadmill about cleaning the vagina and making sure it was prepped for that good lovemaking. The sister was going down the stairs and she was laughing. Okay, now we can laugh a little bit because I got all of my issues out of the way with politicking, because politics gives me a headache, and people that's not doing right by our people. There's some of you guys that are doing really good for the people. I'm not going into detail of who because some of y'all piss me off anyway, but let me just share this. Let me make it sure. Look, okay, Ukraine, Haiti, Hamas, Harlem, foster care. Good, I did everything. So real quick, let's talk about the vagina. So guys, listen to me. I talked about how the vagina is not self-cleaning. So as a closing note, I hope all of you had good lovemaking segments after Thanksgiving. And some of you are already pregnant. Like I've seen on social media, I don't comment on everybody's platforms, but I see a lot of my friends are pregnant right now. Give it up to the clean vaginas getting in and having babies very soon. So quite a few of you are definitely pregnant and are about to have babies because you did what I said. You cleaned the vagina very well. And as a Haitian woman, my duty is to tell you to go in that thing, dig out whatever's in there, throw it out and rinse it out good with that good. Here's the thing. Why could be like, oh my God, you can't insert soap in your vagina. Nobody inserts soap. There's other things, other methods of stuff to clean the vagina, fam. Like, you don't just be like cleaning out the vagina with soap, a bar of soap in the vagina. No, y'all are so dumb. And I got all my little secrets and stuff that I'm not putting on social media. But let me tell you something. That thing be right tight and wet, honey. Play with it if you want to. You cannot, because I'm a good girl. Get it? Okay, fam, I think I covered everything, and I'm glad a lot of you are pregnant because another thing is the more children we have in today's society is the more legacy building we're leaving, and we want to make sure that we empower our children and our youths with education, with knowledge, with resources, and you know what? Since the government doesn't want to give us our reparations, take all the EBT you can, take the housing, take whatever, because guess what? Either way, they're going to try to take back everything that we have anyway. Notice something, fam. People be losing their houses. They're talking about foreclosures because of, taxes and different issues. That's just their plot. Like, they don't want Black people to own anything. But the Chinese man, he could come in and take whatever he wants, right? Build up wherever he wants, because you know why too? America owes China over $7 trillion. And when Trump was in office and when the world shut down with the pandemic, they like to say that it was because of the Chinese people that caused the pandemic. But this is the bottom line. We owe these people so much money. But interestingly enough, we wouldn't even owe them that much money if America would have paid us our reparations to begin with. How is it that China is able to lend out over 7 trillion to America, but America cannot open its fat, ugly, stupid wallet and pay out whom it's due? The Haitians, the Blacks, the Jamaicans, the Africans. I'm talking about everybody with a drop of melanin should get a check every month. Every month. It's just not right. And you know what? We're gonna get it. And that's on God. So, on God we trust, I think is what they say. Wait, let me see. Hold on. Let me see what the hundreds say. Hold on, because I never carry cash, but tonight I got something, right? Hold on. What the hundreds say? Federal Reserve note. So it's a Federal Reserve note on this 100, right? And then it says, does it say in God we trust? Oh, yes, in God we trust. So if we trust in God so damn much, why is it that we haven't gotten what we deserve, what is owed to us? It says it right here on Ben Franklin's ugly, stupid face, right? In God we trust. So if we trust in God, we should get what we deserve on everything, on God. We're not playing anymore. Okay? So y'all keep having babies. Take everything you can from the government because clearly they don't give a damn about us anyway. Have more babies, leave legacies. Congratulations to all my friends that are pregnant now. I love you. I'm very proud of you because I've been talking about this pregnancy thing for a while. So this one wants me to send him the $100, sir. I don't even know you like that to send you the $100. I'm gonna get you the help you need, but you're not gonna think I'm your like sugar mama or I'm a cougar or something. You said 20 years old. What am I supposed to do with you, 20? Honey, I am definitely not 20. I am twice your age. I am not a cougar. I'm too cute, too versatile, as well as too, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm definitely a MILF, but I'm not a cougar. I have not reached that level, but a MILF I'll take. As I clean out that vagina and get ready to have more babies in Jesus' name. Amen. Praise the Lord, fam. Well, we've had a great night and a great session with all of you. I will be coming back on live a lot more. And if you want me to discuss any topics that's on your mind, send me a message, fam, and I'll be sure to cover it on the Theaniyaashow. But you got to hear a lot of how I feel tonight. And I'm literally upset about a lot of things. And I just wish that we as a Black nation will just rise the hell up and get what's owed to us so that we can be in power and position again. No more destroying of the Black Wall Street. No more destroying of the Black community. Up, you mighty race. And you will. Bonne nuit. Good night. Buenos noches. Ciao.